Hey laddies, my name is Vossi and this is Vampire. We need to investigate this Darius guy. And in the last episode I couldn't figure this shit out, so let's have another look here. It should be somewhere around here, right? Wait, why is there a investigation? Is this this is the investigation from the other guys. Alright, can I remove this marker, please? Can I investigate this shit? I mean, I cannot talk to anybody about this. I cannot go inside. What's the play here, man? What is the play here?
Answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
What about this woman here?
Good evening.
I think I cannot talk to her about this. No.
Goodbye, miss.
Benjamin Palmer, migraine. I can't heal him, right? I have something against migraine. Let's heal him.
Good evening, Ben.
I'm afraid not.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
Alright, what? I thought I had it.
I will see you later.
Okay.
A gun?
What a bummer. How do I... Can I investigate this shit? I mean, it said here, so... Put an end, investigate Darius Petrescu's actions. So, I mean, I basically have to eavesdrop or whatever, but I cannot go here. Look, there is some indicator here, but I cannot go there, unfortunately. This is the door, he won't open. One second. Alright. This is really, really strange. Let me figure this out for a sec and I will come back to you in a minute. Okay, there are some guys here. Let's talk to them. Talk to this bloke here.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reid, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Colossus Joe, man. My ass. He's very healthy.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Personal questions, nothing.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Okay.
Cheap price, good quality.
What about this bloke?
Welcome, sir. Please take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
You know what I like about this game? Every person here, every NPC matters. Every NPC has an individual name, has an individual story, and we can do stuff with him. This is nice. I mean, of course, there aren't that many citizens here. I would say there are probably short to 80 across all districts, but I think it's very nice. I think it's very nice.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Joe Peterson, new hint available. Joe's extortion. Oh, yeah.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Huh. New investigation.
Have
Cool.
you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Personal questions.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
An excellent nurse. Sure, blame the migrants.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Right then.
What else he got? Trigger part, tiny good handle part. Do we need that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Right, it's pissing here. Without anything coming out of his thingy. Jesus, look at this. Oh my god. Okay, I have to get back. Yeah, I still need to figure out how to get, how to investigate. Let's see. There has to be something, man. There has to be something.
It's locked, all right.
Oh, here she is. Dorothy Crane. So she's here. But how do we...
It's locked.
Can I do something with my senses? I don't know, man. There's either this door or that. Here there's another one. What? Oh.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
New hint available. Darius is the right arm of Dorothy Crane. Bronchitis, 40% loss of blood quality. 40%, man. Alright.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Okay, cool. We have a new objective. Let's see then. Talk to these guys here. I think I can talk to this Joe guy, right? Because we have a new hint. We have a new hint here. Yes.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
I'm wondering what happened now to them, because we killed their leader.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Aha. So, Joe and Barrett Lewis used to be good friends. Okay. Entry quiet.
Goodbye.
Let's talk to this guy. Again here.
Fancy pop.
You never... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
This is a coward. Morning is never easy. Despair can be a poison.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
You know what I don't like about this game? He isn't reminiscing, or he isn't even mourning about his sister that he killed in the very first episode. I think this is not the way to go, man.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Goodbye for now.
Okay. Unknown. This is a priest? Oh, I would love to kill a priest, man.
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
Another unknown.
Unable to see the true horror around you.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reid, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Oh yeah, please. Please tell me. Huh?
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I'm listening.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Oh boy.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Science our only hope, but where do you put the limit? The 20th century.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something he does not understand. This is the 20th century.
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Okay, so I think he is very dangerous. I think he will kill, well, he already even is killing people right now.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Aha, new investigation.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Okay, I think we are done with this guy.
I have heard enough.
I won't talk to this guy here because I want to talk to the quest giver here. Can I go through this? Wait a minute. 29 meters downstairs. I will talk to him later.
The disease upon us is not an accident of nature, but the punishment of a divine...
So, probably around here, isn't it? Maybe... Find Clayton in the area. Maybe this was Clayton then. What is this? Driven exterminator. I don't need to deal with that shit. Wait a minute. So this guy should be around here. Maybe this is Clayton then.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Baron.
Another woman. I think this could be the Clayton guy we're looking for.
The walls of your home will
Here.
not protect you. For there
Excuse
is
me,
no
sir.
Yes.
Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reid.
Dr. Reid, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Finally, a likewise mind. Whoa.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
I wonder if they decided to make this make a sequel out of this game. I mean, we have to see how the sales are going, but I wonder. This could have the potential to be a trilogy or some sort.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Is the public...
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Aha. I like this guy. I like his attitude. About an underground medical dispensary.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Yes, here.
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives?
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nithercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nithercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Behind... Okay, I need to go behind the church then.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Alright. Find the inhabitants in Whitechapel, find Richard Nithercott and the mailbox. Okay. Dazzled Skal. Or is it Skull? I think it's Skull, right? Ah, fuck. There's another one. Ah, 3. Holy shit. Okay, this one is dead. If they are blocking quite hard. But this is the way to go, man. This is the way to go. Just keep your distance. Stun them. The stake is super good, man. Just wait. Wait a bit. If he's attacking, then dodge. Ah, I was greedy again. Okay. Right. You learn the patterns. And it's quite easy. Can I go here by chance? Okay. So this guy must be around here, right? Oh, the cemetery. I think he's here. Is it?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Cool.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Only see a dreadful disease.
My mother loved poetry. Perhaps your words would have touched her sensitive nature. I only see a dreadful disease.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
Yeah, he's right.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Okay, personal questions.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Camellia. Okay, this is a woman. Camellia is like a muse to Richard. Okay. Wow, we managed to find lots of citizens here. Only 5. 5 are missing right now. Cool.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Okay, let's progress with the story here.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Okay. He's cold. He has a cold. Okay, I need to treat him.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Okay, so I only need to find the mailbox right now, but I think I will do this in the next episode. So yeah, it's quite a different district, right? So first we got Pembroke Hospital, which was basically stable and somewhat secure, and this is very eerie here. The weather is bad, and the people quite bad as well, with a shitty attitude. And yeah, in the next episode we will see how do we get into this house and talk to this Dorothy, and then what to do next. I think we are nearly done with chapter 2, and yeah, I hope you guys like my playthrough so far. I'm a fan of story, so thus I will always talk to characters, hear their stories. I find this quite interesting. What I'd wish though is there would be a little bit more fighting, but not only the same type of enemy. You know what I mean? I mean that nowadays there are only skals and these vampire hunters, and that's about it. There could have been way more, man. Maybe some zombies or whatever, some other creatures, some boss battles. You know what I mean? We had some boss battles in the sewer, and this other guy, the Roger the Wall, or what his name was. You know what I mean? A little bit more variety. This would have really done. Would be very good. And yeah, whatever. So we'll see each other in the next episode. Take care, guys.
Some of